You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. And I know many of you liked how the show went last week, and you're like, wow, it's sitting up there fun to have Spitface just sitting up here rambling and rambling, but you ain't going to get that this week because I am here with the first lady of sports talk, the one and only Antoinette Cheryl Smith with her fans, and she got some shoes on today. I'm like, it looked like, it's some kind of reptilian skin, but it's got a little something to it. And I got the Shimmy Shake Girls. We're going to have a little music from Linda Ochagla on Shout Out. But it's time for our morning giggle. Let's get our giggle. Okay, all right. Hit us with the giggle.
This season on the Lips TV network, you can forget Judy, Joe, and Mills. Because here comes the new judge in town, Judge Rennell.
Whatever happened to Judge Ito? Did he move in with Kato Kalin or something?
John Scott is the court reporter.
I just want you all to know that I'm wearing Star Wars underwear.
And Tracy Sterling as the bailiff.
Oh, a spider! Oh, it's just my soft eyelash.
Oh, Lord, please help her.
Oh, come to order! Okay, ladies, what seems to be the problem?
I am the great Diana Ross, and this is a very mediocre Shaka Khan.
What? You better watch your mouth or I'll reach out and touch you upside.
Anyway, we both entered a classic soul diva contest to settle once and for all who's the all-time diva.
It was a tie. Can you believe that?
It is quite shocking, because I should have won.
Listen here. There ain't no mountain high enough that'll keep me from taking off please. Big-ass platform shoes and border side your...
I got your every woman right here.
Come on now, ladies, please, order.
Wait a minute. Let's settle this in a true diva fashion.
Now you're talking. Yes, I agree. You two should have a sing-off. I'll be a very, very fair judge.
A sing-off? No. We're having a weave-off. Take that, Miss Ross.
Oh, come on, ladies, please. Now stop hitting each other with your wigs.
Watch
Come on
Judge
now.
Rennell.
Hair tossers,
Show it
please.
like it is on the Lips Television Network.
In the words of the great Johnny Cochran, she can sing and dazzle you with the greatest of ease, but to be a true diva, it's all about the weave.
Judge Rennell.
Case this mess.
She's a bad mama jamma.
All right, y'all. That was our giggle for this morning. First lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, or let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers wish they could fly far away from their respective beatdowns. Has the play of Aaron Rodgers hidden the over-the-hill gang, otherwise known as their defense, from inspection? Does Clay Matthews still have something in the tank? Is Jordy Nelson the true bad man? He takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Will Aaron win another Super Bowl? Big Ben and James Harris are the definition of big players, play big in big games, but the rest of the teams look timid when they are playing the big boys, especially Tom Terrific and the Brady Bunch. Does Pittsburgh need some veteran players who can bring leadership to the team quickly before Big Ben strikes no more? Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Jim McMahon, Trent Dilfer, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely had a beat down. But let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, he was able to outscore other teams during their playoff run. but the defense was still the same. It just got masked with their weakness because he was able to score more. The problem in the conference finals, they just ran into an offense that could not their offense couldn't keep up with the Falcons' offense, and that's the reason why they lost. I mean, the Green Bay front line, definitely is over the hill. Julius Peppers and Clay Matthews, they couldn't put pressure on Matt Ryan. I mean, he was not sacked one time. Matty Ice was as precision as an ice sculptor. He picked the Packers apart. I mean, he really was chipping away at them. And the pass rushers, they just never could sack Ryan. I mean, it was a shame. The inside linebackers couldn't cover the Falcons' halfbacks, and the young quarterback couldn't cover no one. I mean, this is the reason why they had the beat down. And, when we talk about Jordy Nelson, Spitface, yeah, you got to give some props to Jordy Nelson because, I mean, he was playing with cracked ribs, and he still was effective. I mean, he really was effective with cracked ribs. And, we talking about Aaron Rodgers. Can he win another Super Bowl? Yeah, he can win another Super Bowl, but they need to improve their defense, and they need to get Rodgers a running back and one more playmaker to Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. So it seems like to me that you don't think that they can get back to the Super Bowl, but I think if they can get those three things, then they can get back to the Super Bowl. Now let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, did the Pittsburgh Steelers play timid? Yeah, they played timid because they didn't even put a rush on Tom Brady. Now, you talk about the Green Bay Packers. They tried. I mean, they literally tried. But we know with Aaron Rodgers, he's very elusive. But let's face it, Tom Brady is not an elusive quarterback. Matter of fact, that is one of Brady's biggest weaknesses. He can't scramble and throw the ball off of movement. And so the thing is, the Steelers needed to put pressure on them. How can you put pressure on Tom Brady when you're only playing three people on the front line? The first quarter, they played three people. There's no way that they're going to put pressure on Tom Brady. That's why he blitzed them the way he did. I mean, so I got to blame the defensive coordinator, Keith Butler. I mean, he just had a terrible defensive schemes for this game. And finally, they started putting more people on the defensive line. But by that time, Tom Brady didn't, they still couldn't pressure Tom Brady. So, I mean, that's the reason why he threw for like almost 380-something yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it was their defense. And, I mean, the offense, well, they only scored 17 points. So, I mean, I think they really could have been a little bit better. But let's face it, Le'Veon Bell, he left the game early because of a hamstring. So without their running game, it's going to bring more pressure on their quarterback, Big Ben, to be better. And unfortunately, he just couldn't live up to the task, even though he was good. It's just that, they rely so much on their running game. So without Le'Veon Bell, it was difficult. But when it comes to leadership on that team, let's just face it, the Antonio Brown incident, as far as I'm concerned, had no effect on the team. So it, to me, wasn't about leadership in the locker room. It's about how they played on the field. The Steelers didn't seem prepared for this game. They were very lackadaisical on offense and especially on defense. Spitface, what do you think about this whole situation with the Green Bay Packers and the Steelers?
I think one thing is that, and I think there's something in common. Now there's something in common with Aaron Rodgers and the quarterbacks that were mentioned. Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Jim McMahon, 85 Bears, and Trent Dilfer. And that one common thing is one Super Bowl. That's the one common thing. And so, Mr. Bad Man, you a bad man. And Brett Favre, a bad man. Drew Brees, a bad man. Jim McMahon, Jim McMahon. Trent Dilfer, But one Super Bowl, one is the loneliest number that you. I kind of, after the giggle this morning, I went back in time for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, you are great. You will be Hall of Fame. You go get all sorts of. You ain't winning no more Super Bowl. You can forget it. You had your shot. Y'all done rolled it, because what's about to happen to Green Bay is what happens when you win a Super Bowl early and don't get back quick enough to win another one. And what that is your team is going to what they call rebuild. No, we don't want to mention the word rebuilding. Yes, you is, because you got a defense. Like I said, your defense can't put pressure on tissue paper, and that's on a good day. And I put it like this, Jerry, and I put it like this, Jordy, who, First Lady.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know his. Well, I don't know, but stats may not be Terrell Owen like. Okay, stats may not be like that. But boy, he got heart like a Terrell Owen. Cause that boy, like T.O. put a broken leg out there. I'm like, man, wait just a minute. How much they paying you? Or do you just one of them rough riders? I look, I'm down with it. I mean, I put it like this, Jordy. If anybody got Aaron Rodgers back, it's got to be Jordy. Mm-hmm. Just give me the ball there. I don't care. I'm gonna get it for you, man. I mean, that's a bad. Get and I think he's being discriminated against, First Lady. Where are the Jordy commercials? I mean,
he's not popular.
Well, what did he do? All he done did is just be the number one receiver for the bad man. So I think that they are, watch this space. Watch this space. But Clay, I think Clay still got something in the tank. But that tank is starting to have a couple of leaks. That sometimes, you can only live off of reputation for so long. and plenty of folks running, they ain't scared of Clay. But I'm going to tell you, he like one of, Clay an old cat now. He ain't no young fresh. He old cat. It may seem like, it wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Couple of yesterday. Clay ain't a young buck no more. But he's sly, slick, and wicked. So he'll make a move or he'll make a play. Mm-hmm. But the Vikings.
So what do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? And
now we got to get to this. Now I'm a Bear fan, so I was having fun picking on the Chiefs. All right, but I'm looking at Big Ben, that Steelers situation. I don't know what it is that management is just not getting them the quality defensive players. They know, management know. Look, we gonna be in the horse race, but you got to have a secondary that can deal with these high-powered QBs in the AFC. You got to, and I know Troy Polamalu left. But how many years ago it's been? Come on.
Years ago.
Yeah,
about 3 years.
Yeah, but I mean, in 3 years, you ain't found somebody. You know, so management, there's only so much the coach gonna do with what you done gave him. Get him some players. And
that's why you
Big
got to
Ben,
put some pressure on the defensive line so they can give the give the secondary a chance. They didn't have a chance against the Patriots.
But they don't have to do something. The line, they just need help. And help will not be going to get Clay Matthews. So don't do that. They ain't gonna do that.
They
like
draft
that.
somebody.
They ain't gonna do that like that. But they need. Well, the draft. But I do think they need some hungry veterans. Maybe not. Since all the old school done retired and they all doing sports announcing. You gotta. But they need. I do think they need some. Someone other than James Harris, who has some playoff experience, to bring them forward. But I do think that Big Ben has been playing a while, and he, because he's been able to take them hits, do all of that, you just figure that, man, shoot, that boy probably getting up every morning, with an ache here, the ache there. And he going, shoot, y'all need to, it's not that we rebuilding on offense, but do I really I'm going to have a playoff, am I going to have a Super Bowl defense in time, for, before, these legs and body give out. So I think they got to. I think he's laying down that you know what, you have to do something here. You gonna have to do something here.
All right. Okay. Well, they got to do something. They got to get better on the defensive end. So anyway, let's move along. You got more Spitfaces, or you want to move along? Get off of these sorry Steelers.
All right. Well, you know what? We are going to move along now. And what are we going to move on? Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about 1993. 49ers versus Giants. 2000 or 2000-something Giants versus Vikings, or 1990 Bills versus the Waiters. The wacky Waiters. We are talking about the knockout punch landed by Rajon Rondo. On Jimmy Butler and D-Wade thwarting comments they made about certain players slacking. Is this the time for Rondo to step up and be a defender for the slackers? I mean, the young guys screwing up. Is the Butler serving it up the way D-Wade likes it? Or is there some bitter stew simmering? What's up with the coach? By the way, who is the coach? Players grumbling about discipline and focus. Sounds like somebody missing Coach Tibby. They focus. That sounds like a Coach Tibby. Our things about to boil over in Chicago is the noise from a group of competitors who want to win now. They just want to win now. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, and Isaiah Thomas are asking, what you saying? First Lady, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the Bulls situation. Jimmy Butler, D Wade, Rajon Rondo flapping his lips, and something ain't right. I get the sense that there is a bitter stew simmering, and I get the sense that Bulls management is gonna have a turnover at the end of the season.
The end. All right, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, you say they? Well, hey, they gotta play it out, But I really think that the Bulls owners, and I said this, will rue the day they let Tibbs go. And now, because I put it like this, Tibbs was hamstrung. I don't get to use that word too often. Hamstrung. He was hamstrung by Derrick Rose. The specter of Derrick Rose, the possibility of Derrick Rose, what Derrick Rose could do, the opportunity, all this Derrick Rose, and the pressure to win now. And I think that the Bulls maybe a little bit of unselfishness, a bit maybe, did not cut their losses and rolled it out with Derrick Rose. And the treatment, the attitude from Derrick Rose, I think that put Coach Tibb, just like in a funky situation. And the management, he and the management was rubbed, they banging heads, egos, but Coach Tibbs, with the superstar down, missing, who know what, he had them boys playing. And I think that if they had kept Tibbs with a Butler and a D Wade, maybe with a Rondo, given that kind of discipline, they'd be a better team today. But I do not think this is noise from a group of competitors who want to win now. I think these are some, folks are looking at, I don't like you. All right, First Lady.
Well, I will be honest with you. I thought Phil Jackson and the Knicks were messier than the Bulls, but the Bulls definitely lead the lead in throwing shade at each other. That is for sure. So, but I mean, let's get to what happened. The way
they get the umbrellas out. They throwing out whole trees.
Yeah, they did. They were wrong for what they did. You don't call young players out in the media, even though, it's been alleged that they spoke to them on a privately basis, but, you still don't do that. And Rondo, what Rondo said was as accurate as it comes. He threw shade on Wade and Butler, but again, you don't do that in social media. Doing it on social media is still the same as talking to a reporter because everybody can see it. So they just needed to have a team meeting and throw shade at each other behind closed doors. That's what they needed to do instead of in the meeting. Now, the problem is, you're right. Who is the coach? Fred Hoiberg is the coach, and that is the main problem. His personality does not lend to these superstars. You got three superstars.
Did you say Fred Flintstone?
No, Fred Hoiberg.
Oh.
Hoiberg.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he acting like Fred Flintstone, but anyway, the thing is, he's not a strong enough coach. They seem to be running over him. That's why they got turmoil in their locker room. Because, yes, you're right. This would not happen with Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau always had that team under control. And then the problem that I really had with this whole situation, once the issue happened, you find the three of them. The team fined Wade, Butler, and Rondo. It should have been left as that. But the coach, he decides to bench Butler and Wade for the game against the Miami Heat. And I'm going to tell you something. Obviously, they said in the press that it was the right thing to do, but obviously their play on the court didn't show that, because Jimmy Butler only scored 3 points. He was 1 for 13, and it was obvious that he was sending a strong message to his coach that he was not pleased with the benching. So I mean, a lot of the problem starts with the coach, and I think the fact that the coach definitely has lost control of that locker room. I mean, it's just so much turmoil within that team. Like I said, I thought the Knicks were messy, but the Bulls are definitely more messy right now. And Spitface, I was channeling in Dizzy Mack, because that's his team. But anyway, Spitface, I don't think that they're going to wait until the end of the season to make changes. I mean, if I'm the Bulls, you need to make fire sale changes now, and you need to blow this up with the 3 veterans, Wade and definitely Rondo, and you need to try to get rid of them at the February 19th deadline, February 19th or February 23rd. Anyway, the February trading deadline. Somebody will be off of this team, if not 2 people. Now, the question surrounds Jimmy Butler. Is he still someone that you want to build around? I don't think he's somebody that you want to build around. I think he has the most value. He is the most valuable asset that you can trade right now. So I just think that they need to blow it up, and blow it up quickly, because if they don't blow this team up, they're going to blow each other up. And that's just the bottom line, because Jimmy Butler has always been one who mouthed off at his teammates in the press. So this is nothing new for him. But when D. Wade started mouthing off about his teammates, that's very out of character for D. Wade. Being a Miami Heat team, following the Miami Heat, I've never heard D. Wade talk about his teammates the way he did in Chicago. So he's obviously frustrated. I'm quite sure he wishes he was back on the Miami Heat right now. But anyway, I just don't see this team going anywhere. They're going to be heading down they're right now. I think they were 8th in the East, but they're not going to be there that much longer. So we'll see.
First Lady. I think that Coach Tibbs, how is his team doing? Do you happen to know offhand?
Well, they're not doing too well either, but, he has a lot of young players. He needs to teach his young players how to play better, but at least they have some parts that could eventually, once they're groomed, they could be doing much better, and they will do much better. I mean, everybody is surprised where they are now. It seemed to me that they should be playing a lot better. I mean, you got Wiggins, you have what's the guy that Anthony Carl. Well, I can't think of his full name right now. It'll come to me, but he's a good player. So they got the pieces. They just need to know how to play with each other. Carl Anthony Towns, that's his name. He's a great player. He's going to be a superstar in this league. And Andrew Wiggins was the #1 draft pick. He's going to be a superstar. They got Levine. He's good. He's a great player. He's going to be a great player. So Thibodeau, he has a young team. He used to dealing with veterans, and sometimes when you have a strong coach and a young team, it does take a while for them to mesh together. But trust me, they'll be better off than where the Bulls are.
And 2, Brute. And, First Lady, please take us to break.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the NFL games are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLshop.com. Your hint is butt whooping. Okay. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Linda Ochagla on the first part of Shout Out. I'm sorry I butchered her name up, but anyway, we'll be right back.
The Globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Linda Ochagla.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we have Linda Ochagla with her album unpredictable magnificence. All right, DJ, let's hear the single, Smile.
Na 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 na, yeah. Linda Ochagla, smile every step of the way. But tomorrow is another new day. You can smile every step of the way. Tomorrow is another new day. New day. Brother, life is no easy, so forget your worries. Put on a smiling face, drop out your body and jolly. Don't you forget to celebrate, make all the strides in your way. Enemies will try to slow you, but our death will come promote you. Just because you never reach the place you won't reach, it don't mean you no go reach. It don't mean you no go reach. Oh no, just because you never go the place you wanna go, it don't mean you no go go. It don't mean you no go go. No. Oh, can't you see? Oh, don't you see? We only live once, so whatever the problem, make me just stay happy. Cause I know tomorrow is the place, and I know it's better than the place we earn. If you know you're tired, go and pack your load. Oh yeah, make me think go. Yeah. All our lives, while we make it, don't forget to sing. As you make your bed, that's all you go lie on top of. So make your life a happy one. To find it all around town. Spreading happiness just like a virus everywhere. I smile, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles. Together we have a good life. I smile, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles. Together we have a good life. You can smile every step of the way. I smile, she smiles. Tomorrow is a brand new day. You can smile every step of the way. And tomorrow is another new day. Yeah, you can smile every step of the way. Yeah, tomorrow is another new day. You can smile every step of the way. And tomorrow is another new day. Yeah. I smile, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles. Together we have a good life. I smile, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles. Together we have a good life.
All right. He smiled, she smiled. Together we have a life. All right. That's Linda Ochagla. All right. Let's go to what the panel thinks. Spitface. How did you think? Are you giving that? Are you shouting the song out, or are you hitting the mute button?
I'm smiling.
Smiling.
I'm smiling. I'd like it. I'm shouting it out. I'm smiling.
Oh, okay. I think we all smiling. It's a feel-good song. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it makes you smile. It's upbeat and it feels real good. What she was saying, and the message seemed to be nice on it too. So I definitely shouting that out. Definitely. So on part 2 of Shout Out, we'll have another performance from Miss Linda Ochagla. I wonder if my friend, my underwater friend, my favorite underwater friend, I wonder if he's smiling. It's time for Flip It.
Time for flip it, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The talking heads are saying Tony Romo would be a great fit for the Houston Texans. We wonder, would Jay Cutler be the better option? We asked the panel to defend. No brainer. Tony Romo would be a much better choice. Now, First Lady, I had to look at this situation, from the standpoint of what would help the Houston Texans out. Would it be better for the Texans to draft them a number one quarterback, in the draft and use that as a way to, use that as a way to get into the big game? Was that the way to actually handle this? And, the more I looked at it and the more I thought about it, they have a defense that is designed to win now. Their defense is ready now. And for them to wait for a rookie to, quote, develop or get them into mood, it would be like that's going to be a 2-year project. A lot of things happen in 2 years. J.J. Watt, as much as Killer Watt has been on that field and has been the best defensive player in the world, in the world, I have to say that things he can get hurt like everybody else. Clowney had a look all-pro year, looking like that he may not be a Jamarcus Russell, but I still say, can he stay healthy? And then the big man, Vince Wilfork, said, hey, time for me to lay up the cleats. You got to go when the opportunity is there. Tony Romo is an experienced quarterback. You do not need a quarterback who can win, quote, the big game when you got a defense that can shut folks down. But you may need a quarterback who can score points when you're going up against them big-time QB, and Tony Romo can score points. He ain't going to win that big game for you, but he'll score. Now, Jay Cutler, on the other hand, we look at Jay. Jay is like a mystery. He's a mystery. An injury, a player, there's always something around Jay. So, I kind of think that you look at Jay and you go, Jay, I don't know. But Tony Romo, you know what he going to do if you don't have to pressure him with having to carry the load and get him a running back. Y'all can do well. First Lady, defend.
Well, Tony Romo would be a perfect fit for the Texans. I mean, they have a decent offensive line. It's middle of the road. He won't have to worry about getting sacked all the time. That happened when he was in Dallas, because at the time Dallas did not have a great offensive line. They built their offensive line after he left. After he became injured. And Tony moving to Houston would be a very easy transition for him since he lives in Dallas. And the fact that the Texans, they play in a dome stadium, it would be really convenient for Tony because he wouldn't have to play in the cold weather, because, when you have a quarterback with back injuries, you need to make sure that he's not in the freezing cold weather to aggravate that back. Now, the Texans have really nice young playmakers on their team. And Romo, hey, the one thing he can do, he can throw the football. As a matter of fact, he can throw the football better than Cutler because, Romo is more of an accurate passer than Jay Cutler, because we all know Jay Cutler can be very inconsistent, especially with his moody personality, and his heart is not always in it. And as you said, Cutler is a mystery. The reason why he's a mystery because he just doesn't always play up to his potential because he's a basket case. I mean, that's the main problem. He's not a winner. He's a problem in the locker room. I mean, he's not a leader. Doesn't have leadership skills. Romo will have better leadership skills. I mean, yeah, Romo can be injury prone, but at least he's a competitor. He's always going to be there for his teammates. You know, his teammates will like Romo better than they would like Jay Cutler. But, you know, Jay Cutler teammates, after they left the Bears, they talked about him like a dog, really. Jay Cutler is a headache. He's more of a cancer. He alienates his teammates. Tony Romo won't do that. And like you said, Houston has a good defense. They just need to get their offense together. And Tony Romo would be the right person, the right quarterback to lead the Houston Texans along with that defense. Definitely not Jay Cutler.
All right, now you heard the defense, but you know this is Flip It, where we challenge ourselves to flip the script and defend the opposing view. We ask the panel to defend. Jay Cutler has more left in the tank. He is the better option. First Lady, I looked at this situation long and hard, and I looked at here's Tony Romo, here's Jay Cutler. Tony Romo, you look at the stats, you look at, he's been in, and how many times he's choked, and you, and you go, okay, look, maybe early on they put so much on it. He really had bad teams. He had mediocre teams. And he had to carry him through. Okay, all right, I can give him that. At least he was there making it with that mediocre team. And then he got him some playmakers. They started getting better. And but the one thing, the biggest cloud over Tony Romo, and this is not going to get better. He is one play away from staying away. And the worst thing that could happen to the Texans is for them to, after all the egg on their face from Brock, because they got so much egg on their face, you know, they need to open up an IHOP franchise. Good night did they blow that one. But, Lord help them. They bring in Tony Romo. Everybody psyched up, and game one, something happened. He knocked out 3-4 weeks or for the season. Now, and you're gonna have to, Jerry Jones, he gonna get some money out that deal, and a player. It's gonna cost you to get Tony Romo, and the chance that he is going to be injured is high. Tony Romo ain't no spring chicken. Now, on the other hand, you got Jay Cutler. Now, look at Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler done had some injuries. He been knocked out. A bit younger than Tony Romo. And the thing with Jay Cutler is that, now Jay Cutler, he want to be a gunslinger. He want to be a cold-hearted gunslinger. I come, you bring me in, gunslinger. Now the problem is, he get the other team the ball. When you got that gunslinger mentality, you go ask Brett Favre. Brett Favre got all sorts of records, but Brett Favre get the other team the ball too. But he'd make more. But he will give that. He would do it. Gunsling. Now, the Texans need a gunslinger, and they got the kind of defense where that one time Jay Cutler gonna try to fit it all in and let DeAndre Hopkins, jump up in the sky and do a flip and turn around and he get intercepted. They got the kind of defense that go, don't worry, Jay, we got you. We got you, Jay. I think that it would revive his career, and it'd be a good move for the Tech, and a hell of a lot cheaper and less risky than Tony Romo. First Lady, the fan.
Well, we kind of talking the same thing, Spitface, but we talking about Jay Cutler, so this is really a tough decision. But Cutler is definitely not as injury prone as Tony Romo, and we all know all the issues Tony Romo had with his back. You name it, Tony Romo's had it. So you're right, he is like one accident ready to happen. But another issue with Tony Romo, he's played his entire career in Dallas, so his heart is there in Dallas. It would be a difficult transition for him to be on another team. He really doesn't want to leave the Cowboys. He wants to play for the Cowboys. But Jay Cutler, he is ready to get the hell out of Chicago. And the Chicago fans are ready for him to go to. So this is a match made in heaven for him to leave and go to the Texans. And Jay's used to moving around. He's been with the Denver Broncos before, so the Bears has been his second team. So it's not going to be difficult. Like I said, he's motivated to finally play well and be the quarterback to match the skills that he has. I mean, if he doesn't match, if he doesn't play well with his next team, this could be it for Jay Cutler out of the league, and nobody wouldn't care. But the major aspect of Cutler being a better fit than Romo is that Jay is much younger than Tony Romo. I mean, Jay will be 34 years old when the new season starts. Tony Romo will be 37. Now, in basketball, in football years, that really makes a big difference. Really makes a big difference, unless you are Tom Terrific Brady. His age never matters with him. He's still performing at his age. But let's face it, neither of them are Tony Romo or Cutler. They're not Tom Brady. But if I have to make a choice, Cutler has more years left to try to be Brady. Romo doesn't.
Well, on that note, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the Funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. Listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the Funnies. Spitface, over to you.
All right, First Lady, I think we got a little something interesting at the last week, the First Lady, I'm going to tell you something. Last week, I wanted to beat the production assistants. I'm eating my donuts, and the story is about the girls eating ramen noodles out the toilet. I was like, oh, no. See, when you ain't around, they do stuff like that. When you ain't around, see, they throw them kind of things. Yeah, well, let's throw that on there. I know how they do it. Now, North Carolina man admits to taking casino break to rob a bank. A North Carolina man pleaded guilty to walking away from a blackjack table, robbing a bank, and returning to the casino to gamble his ill-gotten gains. Gary Johnson, 52, told Kanawha Circuit Judge Duke Bloom that he was under the influence of drugs when he left the Mardi Gras Casino in Nitro and robbed the City National Bank in Charleston. I walked into the bank and I handed him a note. The bank that the bank that I had banked with for 40 years. I handed them a note and was giving them money, and it was less money than I had in my account. Johnson told the judge. The note claimed Johnson was armed with a gun and a bomb. He left the bank with about $5,000. Johnson said most of the day was a blur. He didn't have clear memories of the incident, but he knew it was me when he viewed security camera footage from the bank. Prosecutor said Johnson returned to the casino where he lost about $500 of the stolen money at the blackjack table. He was arrested at his home where police found more of the stolen cash. Johnson pleaded guilty to second-degree robbery as part of a deal to have prosecutors drop a felony robbery charge. He faces 5 to 18 years in prison at his March 2nd sentencing.
But the part that I don't understand is, why did he go to the bank that he had been banking for 40 years? Don't he think they would know who he is?
well, the other part was he had more money in the bank than what he stole.
True.
Now, I personally, I want to speak to my man as a lawyer. Because I think he had a case. Look, Your Honor, we got to say, my man need help. You don't need to put him in prison. He need help.
he need to go to the Gamblers Anonymous.
I think he must have been in a blur, because your own bank, 40. So I think he needed a better lawyer.
Right.
Because I think my man should have got probation. But, okay, guys, there's water splashing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It Part 2. Rumors have been flying a little Brady on the New York Knicks has been shopped around for a possible trade. Is it time for Carmelo, the mellow fellow, to let the Knicks out of his no-trade clause and get a chance to at least be in the playoffs for a couple of years? Panel defend. Mellow fellow, you stay put. No trade means no trade. Now, firstly, I was looking at this situation, and, it's funky. Let's face it. It is a funky situation. And I ain't talking about the hit song, "It's a funky situation." But I ain't talking about that kind of funky. It's funky. And there is I'll just say that you could lean like this is Carmelo's fault. Like the no trade for Carmelo is what's holding the Knicks back. If they could just find a way to package Carmelo and get him out of the no trade, they'd be able to get these players, get these fixes, boom. And I go, are you crazy? The problem with the Knicks is not Carmelo's no trade clause. The problem is that Obi-Wan Kenobi came in and put the Jedi magic trick on the New York media and the owner and don't know what the hell he doing. That's right. I'm going to call him out. Phil, you don't know what the hell you doing. You better hug Carmelo, because y'all ain't got jack. You got a Derrick Rose chirping off. Derrick Rose don't even show up. I got a family problem. Melo, stay in New York. First Lady, defend.
Well, again, we kind of on the same page, Spitface. I mean, Carmelo Anthony, he's a very loyal person. He seems too loyal to the New York Knicks, even though the Zen Master, he doesn't want him there. The Zen Master doesn't want him. And it was obvious that Melo told Phil where he can go during their brief meeting, because it was after that meeting that really all these trade rumors started. There weren't any trade rumors before the meeting. You know, the whole big thing came out about the article from one of Phil's confidants, and Melo was concerned about that, so he wanted a meeting. The next thing you know, after the meeting, all these trade rumors came out. So obviously, Carmelo told Phil what he can do with his leadership. So anyway, but Melo doesn't want to leave New York. He doesn't want to be seen as a failure in New York. I mean, he really wants to be recognized as a player that has brought New York back to the playoffs for several years now. The problem with, the Knicks, I mean, this year, Phil Jackson has done a better job surrounding Melo with good players, but the problem with the Knicks, the way they're constructed, is their inconsistent bench. And that's the reason why they're not winning, because with the starting five, they're okay. It's when they go to the benches when they have the problems, and that's when they're losing most of these games. And Melo has one more full year on his contract with an option in 2018-2019 season. But Melo is going nowhere. He has too many business ventures in New York City. He's getting ready to open up a new restaurant right by the Garden. So Melo is going to stay, and he should stay, and he should force Phil Jackson to do a better job as the president of basketball operations. You know, he's going to get his money. Melo will get his money, but he's very committed to stay and win in New York City. And the Knicks, you know, they're not over with for this season. They're only 3 games back from the 8th seed. And who knows? Melo could still have 2 strong years in New York City as long as Phil Jackson does the job. And that's the problem. Like you said, Spitface, Phil is the problem. He hasn't done what he's supposed to do. So Melo needs to stay and be the fellow in New York.
First Lady, we have heard the defense, but you know this is Flip It, where we challenge ourselves to defend the opposing view. Melo, it ain't so mellow. 2 to 3 more years, no playoffs. Please trade. Let the Knicks out and fly far, far away. You know, First Lady, I look at the situation and I go, here you have Carmelo, superstar player. This is it, but he is human. He is not on the upside of his career. And for all that he has given to that team, the dedication and the loyalty, all he's had to show for it is mixed up management and not going to no playoffs. This is a player who should have been in the playoffs every year. There's no year that he should not have been in a playoff. Even on a mediocre team, he would have been in the playoffs, made some kind of noise. Might not have advanced. You know, maybe would have if he was on a mediocre team. But he is, I put it like this. The saying, stand by your man. Man, you done stood, brother. You done stood by your Knicks. And everything is showing they don't want you. They ain't loving you. They ain't loving you at all. And Phil, Jedi Master, Zen, whatever, he's screwing up. And he's showing he don't want you. Now, nobody in New York is going to be upset with you if you go ahead and say, look, I want to at least play in a playoff before I go out. Maybe have a shot. Even Kevin Durant said, look, you know what? Hey, I'd have been here, there, everywhere. Look, I want to ring, Melo has given. And it ain't going to hurt no business he got in New York. Because the New York fans will not be mad at Melo. They know he done gave it. What the New York fans to go is that Phil, you even drove Melo out. And what we got? A Derrick Rose? First Lady, the fan.
Carmelo Anthony needs to start caring about his legacy. I mean, he's already been known as an offensive player, but not a winner. Melo has a chance. He has a chance to go to another team, the Clippers, the Cavs, or even the Celtics, and be a winner. I mean, come on, Carmelo, the Knicks are going nowhere fast because of Phil Jackson's leadership and lack of experience as a president of basketball operation. We know it's Phil. Phil has done absolutely nothing for the Knicks. The only thing he did well, he was able to draft Kristaps Porzingis. And the only reason why he did that is because his right-hand man told him to draft Kristaps Porzingis. That wasn't even his idea. He did listen to somebody finally. But Melo needs to understand that Phil does not want him. I mean, he is willing to trade Melo for absolutely nothing in return. So it's time for Mello to just leave. I mean, the next step, what's going to happen to Mello, Phil Jackson is going to order Coach Hornacek to bench Carmelo and force him out that way. Trust me, that's what's going to happen. He really wants him gone. So Mello needs to know when you have to leave with your dignity. I mean, he gave it his best shot. It's time for him to go. You got to know when to fold it, Mello, and don't gamble on the Knicks. Place your bet with a new team, man. It's time to
go. And we know Carmelo actually put in the no trade clause so he could demonstrate his loyalty to New York, not as a trap, so he couldn't get the hell up out of there. First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Linda Ochagla on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
Still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2. We're going to get an update on them picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from Linda Ochagla with her album Unpredictable Magnificence. All right, DJ, let's hear her next single, Don't Give Up.
My son, my brother, don't give up away. And no protest or walk away. He go better away. Don't mind the delay. Your story could change today. No matter the way that it's out. Don't give up away. Oh, brother, don't give up away. Climb the ladder. You know it's you. Oh, brother, don't give up away. Climb the ladder. My brother, no cry, go help you gone, yeah. You don't worry, my sister, no worry, go help you gone, yeah. Life not dead, yeah. Try your best, I beg. Don't kill yourself on top of the matter. See, life not dead, yeah. Try your best, I beg you. Not to kill yourself on top of the matter. Don't give up, climb the ladder. You know we feel it. Oh, brother, don't give up. Climb the ladder. You know we feel it. Oh, brother, don't give up. Climb the ladder. You know we feel it. Oh, brother, don't give up. Climb the ladder. You know we feel it.
Okay, that was Don't Give Up by Linda Ochagla. All right, Roddy B. Oh, Roddy B. That's our producer. I'm talking about Roddy B. Where's Spitface? Spitface stepped out of the room. Spitface, what's going on? You like the song?
Oh yeah, I'm listening to it, and it's got that little African kind of Afro, Jamaica, Caribbean centric beat to it, and at different points, I kind of find myself like moving and grooving a little bit. I like it. I'm going to definitely give it a shout out.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, you're right. I mean, I don't do no African accent, but it definitely was feeling the African groove. You're absolutely correct. I love the song. It just seems like both of the songs, Smile and Don't Give Up, they have a positive message to their music, and the music is lively, and you can it's just a feel-good song. And so I'm definitely shouting it out, and I enjoyed the music today from Linda Ochagla. So that's the end of shout out. Now, if you would like to check her out and you can hear more from Linda Ochagla, just check her out at Old Grumpy Radio. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time for the picks. The competition is getting heated, and I mean it's really getting hot. The producers have a few twists and turns to make this anyone's game. But the real question is, will I regain my crown? Well, after last week's picks in the conference finals, it seems that Dizzy Mac is prevailing. He had 8,075,000 points. Yeah, man. Dizzy Mac got those two optional questions, and they were worth a lot of money. That's what pulled him over. I had 4,375,000 points. Good thing for me, I hit on the regular questions, but I got two of the optional questions wrong. And Chase is coming up in the rear at 1,175,000 points. But he still has a shot. As the producers are saying, it's going to be some twist there. So the overall scores right now, Dizzy Mac is leading with 11,025,000 points. I'm coming up in second with 10,725,000 points. And Chase has 5,775,000 points. So it's a close race, and it's anybody's race, and we're coming down to we got 2 more weeks. We got this week with the Pro Bowler week, and then we got the Super Bowl week. So let's get to the current picks. The combined score of the pro football game will be over 60 points. 1,550,000 for the correct answer, minus 1,500,000 for the incorrect question. I am going with yes. Dizzy Mac is saying no. What is Chase? Spitface. What is Chase?
Chase says yes.
Yeah. I was surprised Dizzy Mac said no, because if you look at the recent scores, it's only been one game where they did not go over 60 points. All the games were over 60. But anyway, we'll see. Dak and Zeke will both have touchdowns. 1,550,000 for the correct answer, minus 1,500,000 for the incorrect question. Dizzy Mac says yes. I say no. What does Chase say?
Chase says no.
Okay. There will be no missed field goals. There will be no missed field goals. 1,525,000 for the correct answer, minus 1,525,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzy Mac says yes, there will be no missed field goals. I say yes, there will be no missed field goals. What does Chase say?
Chase says there will be a missed field goal.
So he says no, because no means there will be a field goal miss. All right. Option number 1. Is Chase going to take the option? There will be at least one missed extra point attempt $2 million for the correct answer, $1 million for the incorrect answer.
Chase will take the option, and the answer is no. There will not be any missed extra point attempts.
Okay, so Chase is going to finally take an option, and I said no, and Dizzy Mac says no. So we're all rolling on the same answer. Option number 2, there will be no fumbles except team regains ball. $3 million for the correct answer, minus $2,500,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzy Mac says no. So I'm assuming when he says no, then he is saying that there will be a fumble. I want to have to confirm with Dizzy Mac. I just want to confirm and make sure that's what he means. He says no, so that means there will be fumbles. I say yes, there will be no fumbles. What does Chase say?
Chase is riding with the first lady.
That's right. There will be no fumbles. Okay. Well, that's it. We'll see what we do because we are coming down to the wire.
Yeah, for the Pro Bowl, I don't think it was a lot that they could come up with.
Yes, the producers did an
given the
excellent
nature of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, the same old Pro Bowl. I don't know what
called no defense, so called flag football.
That's right. No defense at all. That's the no defense game. All right, it's time for the outrageous predictions. It's time where we predict some outrageous predictions for the week. Spitface, what's your outrageous prediction?
That there will be a new coach of the Chicago Bulls. And the new coach will rally around the team, and they'll make the playoffs.
I don't think that's an outrageous prediction after this past week. But anyway, my outrageous prediction is that the Pro Bowl will be a competitive game. That's my outrageous prediction.
Is that a dream or a prediction?
Well, you said, hey, it's outrageous, so that's my outrageous prediction this week. The Pro Bowl will be a competitive game and come down to the wire. All right. Please enjoy the poetic performance at the end of the show. This has been Cheryl Smith along with Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports, and we'll see you next week.
Call me sport and make me laugh. Seen enough in my past to last 10 lifetimes. So I don't just survive through it. I'm living life. That's why my smile still shines so bright. Yes, I love the attention, and my body is craving for your affection, so what are you going to do? Put in work or leave me to flirt? Because I can still pull them both ways. Playing with me still fun on any given day. Enjoying life. So come, sip on my forever and dine on my affinity. Are you ready for me? The sweet, warm smell of happy, leaving footprints or life-size imprints in the sands of time. Go ahead. Call me sport and make me laugh. They say that it's good for the soul. Find and joy that was meant for me. No longer wasting time on past we. Hearing pleasures whispered to me. Taking changes gracefully. Touching happiness daily. Letting go of yesterday so I can grab tomorrow with both hands. And it's good. It gets better. Greater than your wildest dreams. You know that I know you smile when you think of me. So go ahead. Call me sport and make me laugh. Release the waves of intentions. Let me walk your mountains of education. Do you see me? Feel me. Falling on the wings of satisfaction. Recalling your reaction to my smile. To my smile, yeah, my smile. I love it when you make me leave, and I feel that way when you kiss me, gently but still aggressively. The truth is, you spoil me. You give me what I need, and sometimes I fiend. I want you my way. I want you my way. So go ahead, call me sport and make me laugh, and we can still enjoy it while it lasts.